You're listening to the Ochoman, Behind the Eight Ball. Without further ado, the one, the only, Ochoman.
Behind the eight ball. All my life, that's where
Hola muchachos, my friends. It's the Ochoman, December 11th. And got the full cast with me today. Great show. I think it's going to be a great show. How you guys doing today?
Well, we're off to a bad start.
Yeah.
No coffee, no water, no donuts.
You know what? Go
rough.
get your own goddamn donuts.
Well, if you told me, I would have at least stopped and got the
And
coffee.
you told me that you're not really into eating in the mornings
no,
anymore.
just coffee, though. There's no coffee today. What happened?
Oh, I didn't know that. What happened with that,
And no
Chris?
water.
Where's our interns?
Our intern forgot to make it.
Our
There.
interns.
Our intern Tony.
Bastard. Yeah.
Intern.
Is that
Hey,
Tony forgot
has
to.
Tony been promoted to internship?
Yeah, he went up the ladder a little bit.
Yeah, now he's working the lettuce station.
Promoted from lackey to intern.
Lackey.
That's quite a jump.
Yeah, well, hey, you know,
Must have scored well on his ACTs.
we're all about upward mobility here.
It's not a socialist station.
I got to tell you guys, though, I've had a rough morning already.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah.
You do look a little weather beaten.
Well,
Careworn.
weather-wise, it was hell out there.
It's foggy,
Driving, it was foggy. I
San
seen
Francisco
car
or
accidents
London
and
town.
so forth. But this morning I got up and I
Yes.
forgot to say happy birthday to my wife, dude. Oh, no. Yeah. And she was pissed. And I go, what the hell did I do now?
Then I assume you didn't buy her anything either.
Well, not yet.
Oh, well,
But,
you will, yes.
But she said in return, she goes, it's not what you've done, it's what you haven't done. And I go, I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
That's a mystery. That could be any number of
I
things.
took off, man, and I'm like, oh, God, again, I'm glad I'm
She
out
didn't
of that
tell you?
house. No, she didn't tell me.
Well-
And then it hit me, December 11th. It's her birthday. I'm up shit creek now. Really am.
Oh, so you haven't paid the price yet? You're
No,
anticipating.
but she said to me, it's not what you
Right,
haven't
well,
done.
yeah,
It's
you're
what-
going to. Well,
yeah,
it's like when you
whatever.
it's like when you stub your toe, because there's those fast pain fibers. You feel it, but there's a little bit.
bit
The
of-
slow
yeah,
ones are
of
next,
course.
and you know it's coming. So,
And I
yeah.
know what's coming.
you
So,
you broke your phalanx on that one.
Felix, feelings, whatever the hell.
Not Felix.
I broke
not
my Felix.
Phalanx. It's a small bone in your toe.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be like
Easily
Felix
fractured.
Unger and kicked out of the house, too, by the way.
Oscar.
Well, I think you should just stop by the jewelry store on the way home
Did he
and,
ever-
and
yeah.
cover it, you know?
Yeah.
Tony Randall had a kid. He was like 72. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he fathered a child at like
Oh,
70.
Charlie Chaplin did.
Well, yeah,
Charlie
he had-
Chaplin's
he had
got
like
like
18. He married
daughter my age
He
or
married Una O'Neill when he was, I believe, 53, and she was 18. And her father, of course, didn't approve.
What's he got, like, 8 wives or
Eugene
something?
O'Neill. Yeah, that was his fourth. Let me see. Lita Gray,
If I were Eugene,
Paulette Goddard. Paulette Goddard was a beautiful one. Paulette Goddard was called the body. She had the best body in Hollywood. And
Yeah?
Chaplin married her when she was very young.
Some people also refer
How
to me as
young
the
was
body.
okay back then?
Well, here's a story about Lita Gray was this Mexican. That wasn't her real name. He knocked her up, and she was 15. And her mother,
15?
yeah,
And that was accepted?
Well, no. Here's what happened. The mother set all that up, and the mother said, "Okay, sure, I'm not going to press charges, but you have to marry her." And of course he did. And not only that, put her in a movie with him. And and of course she got a big settlement when he divorced. Chaplin liked his women very young.
Hey, did you see Cat's Meow? Eddie Izzard plays Charlie Chaplin in that,
Oh,
and
I
it's
haven't
about
seen
that murder.
It's about the Thomas Ince murder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They already made one. Peter Bogdanovich made a movie about it. They've already made one
That's
about
the Cat's
that.
Meow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because that's an old movie. That's been
Well, the 90s maybe? No.
probably something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's an interesting story. Apparently, Thomas Ince was this. Not apparently, he was a director in Hollywood, and they all went on Chaplin.
Well, cruise.
And they went on a cruise on William Randolph Hearst's yacht, the Oneida.
Yeah, it wasn't like cruise. It was,
Yeah, well, it was basically a big party. So William Randolph Hearst, of course, ran all the newspapers. Remember Citizen Kane?
Yeah.
That was based on him.
Really?
So his mistress, what was her name? I forgot her name already. Marion Davies. Marion Davies. He was much older than her, and et cetera. And he had a mistress, and he thought the Chaplin was screwing around with her on the cruise, which probably was. Okay.
You gotta screw around.
Yeah, well, Chaplin. If you're Chaplin, you can do that.
Yeah.
So the story goes, he decided to kill Chaplin. Well, Thomas Ince, who's a director, also, and a pretty big time director. I think he directed one of the Ben-Hur, one of the classics.
I didn't even know.
Several. He's a big time director. He just happened to look like Chaplin.
He was
and
wearing
it
the same
dark.
thing.
Yeah, they're wearing the same clothes, and he shot him.
They were wearing the same kind of tuxedo.
Yeah, he
They
killed
were wearing
him.
the same kind of tuxedo.
Same height and everything.
They had the similar.
He put
it
his
was
hat
dark.
in the movie. He puts his hat on, and
I don't know about all that.
Hearst walks by and he sees Chaplin talking to Marion, and then he goes and gets his gun.
Right.
And meanwhile, Chaplin gets up, and this other guy sits
Oh,
down
shit.
with Chaplin's hat on. So he comes back and
he
pop,
blew-
pop, pop. Yeah.
And he,
He
blew him
kills
away.
that guy?
And kills him,
he
yeah.
killed him.
That poor
So,
bastard.
now,
That
I
would
know.
be me.
But
That would be me.
Wait a minute. Now that's not how that. But the interesting part of the story is that now they're on this boat and they've got a dead body and they've got a lot of. There's
Witnesses.
several people there on the
Well, of
witnesses.
course.
So anyway, now they got to cover this up. So they take it up to San Francisco where Hearst knows this coroner, but without doing
Now everyone's in cahoots with this.
Of course, everybody on the boat knows about it, obviously, and they take him up to San Francisco. Now Hearst is so powerful because he runs. Everybody's career is in his hands, basically. So everybody's hush hush, and they take him up to San Francisco and bury him without an autopsy or anything. Just get rid of the body, basically, and everybody swears silence. The interesting part of it was, I think, it's Luella Parsons was on that.
Yes.
Luella-
Everybody that was there had an illustrious career afterwards.
But they were all, and
because
they're
they
all
kept their
actors.
mouth shut.
But Luella Parsons, who was like the Hollywood gossip columnist for like the next 40 years, got her
shit.
job because of that.
Yeah.
Because she kept her silence, and she had the big plum job with the Hearst newspaper.
Hey, speaking of keeping their silence,
Oh, here it
I
comes.
I think I know what's coming.
you
I'm
know
ready.
what's coming. Have
Yeah, I
you
think I
heard
do.
about? And what do you think? Is it him or not?
Is that-
Kubrick, Stanley Kubrick.
Is it? Oh, are they contesting that it's Kubrick? I read that and I thought.
I'm just not.
With great affection.
Everyone's
There's nothing-
talking about Nick
Yes,
would say
we want
something
to hear
about
Nick.
this. Yes.
What's
Man.
your
I mean,
opinion?
that is absolutely the first thing that popped
right,
in my
this
head.
is what-
I've already been asked about it in this building before I
Tell,
came in.
tell
here.
the
Well,
people about it.
Well, okay, basically this guy comes out, says that 3 days before Stanley Kubrick's death, that Stanley Kubrick sat down and told him that he filmed the Apollo landings for NASA and the government faked it, and this guy was on gag order for 15 years. I guess Kubrick didn't think he would last 15 years. He actually lasted 3 more days. But
he was right.
but my
He won the
and
over-under.
Nick was on top of that.
Yeah,
So
wish we had
what's-
that-
okay,
we had the
so-
over under on that one.
this guy
I was the person who filmed it.
You're serious, and okay.
I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
Because I only have this certain amount of time with you, and I'll talk about whatever you want. You know, this isn't some type of joke or
No, it's not a
film
joke.
within a film thing.
Not a joke. Nope.
Okay.
The conspiracy theorists were right on this occasion.
Now,
Wow.
do you doubt the veracity of this?
We
Yes, I
ought
do.
to give
I
a
do,
applause.
yeah.
See, now
to
Nick,
Nick on
Nick
this.
disagrees with this.
What?
Here's the thing.
He's been evangelizing about
There's
this for the last 6
nothing
months.
I want more than for this to be true.
Yeah.
But I'm not certain that's Stanley Kubrick.
Oh. I thought this
I'm
was.
sorry-
I thought he'd be
and-
coming in here
Damn it, Nick, I
boasting.
thought
I'm
we were
sorry,
gonna hold you
Yeah,
but
down.
look, it could be.
I was ready to
I'm
bend at the
not.
knees.
The jury's still out. I don't.
Okay.
I think that the man looks very much like Stanley Kubrick.
Well,
but
I tell
it's
you what,
dark.
though.
He's in a dark room to hide his features. Maybe
We are still going to give you praise
Yes,
on this.
yes,
You
this
are the
is-
first one on
Well,
board
Look,
on
I'm
this.
right
Sweet
anyway. He
vindication.
did fucking fake the landings. If that's an imposter or not, he did it.
Now I wanna
I mean,
be-
hey, Paul McCartney doesn't look like
yeah.
isn't Paul McCartney,
I
but he
wanna
looks
be-
I'm
like it.
starting to believe
I
everything.
wanna
you
And he
say.
actually mentions that in the video.
Get out of here.
That
No,
too?
Stanley Kubrick does. He mentions it. And he says, "I don't. The conspiracy theories were right on this one. I don't know if they were right on
That's
Paul
right. He did
McCartney.
mention that, right?
But on
yeah, he
this
did
one,
say that. I want a DNA test on that imposter who's
That
Paul
that
McCartney.
is-
Then I don't believe it.
Hey, if you
Because
guys
Stanley
want
knows.
more stuff to know about and so forth, Amazon, go to Amazon the next time you're going to buy something from Amazon. Before you do,
Wait a minute,
go to our Ochoman.com.
Okay.
Our new Ochoman.com, by the way. We've got a brand new Ochoman.com website.
What?
Do we really?
Yes, we do. Everyone should go check it out.
Can we afford that?
We can
I like
afford
the
it.
picture.
Seems
Background
seems
picture on
irrationally
mine.
extravagant.
Well, go to Ochoman.com and click on Amazon banner. It doesn't cost you anything, but we get credit for the referral, and it helps us keep the show.
So you've got
up.
a new banner and a new
Look
format.
at that! Look at that!
Yeah.
Did you see our face on there?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
These guys are the man.
There's
But what
the
did
Amazon banner right there.
What did
Chris, you got a haircut. You got to
I
update
did,
it.
I
But what did
know.
you do for your wife's birthday, you swine?
Dude, why you got to keep bringing that up?
Yeah,
I'm in the shit
I'm
house
on her
already
side.
On that.
How
All
do you
right.
blow that one?
Well, get her something.
Like I said,
I'm
man,
sorry,
I
name on
introduced
it.
you
Jewelry
to.
store.
And Chris, also that Carson photo right there
Yeah.
is on the top one whenever people go check out Jesus and Carson. They find
Anywhere
out.
on, it's the first thing that shows up on search engines when you search for Ben
Our
Carson.
show.
Jesus.
Hey, wait a minute. I object to this. There's no animosity between Nick and myself. What is this?
Oh, of course.
Oh, well,
there
we
was.
just,
Hey, would you relax? I mean, you guys go at it.
All
You
right,
guys,
all right,
yeah.
all right. You want
Especially
animosity? Nick's a jack off.
You got,
Hey, man.
Hey, you
There
gotta.
he goes. There he goes.
Well,
Yeah,
if
to start it
you're
off.
going to put it on the
Come
internet,
on,
Get me
come on, we're
started.
in the
I feel
media.
compelled
we're in the media business
to upbraid
here.
the young
It's
man.
the media business.
the
bro.
media
Yeah.
business.
All right, so this is all hype.
And I think maybe you should go re-listen to that episode.
Yeah,
because there may have
maybe
been
there
a
was
little
some animosity.
Yeah, maybe
You
there
know,
was.
There's
man.
no animosity, just disrespect and scoffing.
Exactly.
That's
Man,
all.
I
Not animosity.
just get sometimes just so short fused with sometimes, and I have had like severe animosity towards this man.
Oh,
but I
yeah.
mean, I love the
Really?
guy. You know, he's
Yeah,
great.
you gotta love
That-
it.
Yeah,
But
no,
that's-
I'd like
that's
for you to come
right.
over on Christmas for
That's the
turkey.
paradox of human
But
nature.
but you know what? Yesterday, my boss, who's a great guy, I
you have
I
any
kind of like
animosity
almost
toward him,
lost
too?
my
I don't
job
know.
because I just flipped it yesterday and
No
just was
way.
like, I was like, you know, this is fucking aggravating, man.
What happened?
You know, and he was just like, you know, and
What'd you do?
I'm like,
What an expression that was.
he sends me to I'm at a property that I'm not used to being at, and he goes, I just want you to do some touch-ups in 3 different units. You'll be out of here by noon. No, I wasn't. In none of these 3 units did they have the water turned on.
I guess you need that.
So, okay, so how am I going to, switch brushes to another paint and this and that.
Rely on
I
rain?
had to because of this no water situation, I was there 2 more hours. I couldn't even take a piss. You know what I'm saying?
You could have used that as your.
Well, the global
I'm
warming.
just like that. And then
It's a
he's
drought.
like, he goes, you missed something back here. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding. I'm on the phone in the car. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, I got to go take a piss somewhere, so I'm going to do that first, and I'll be back when I fucking get back, okay? Give me a few minutes. Jesus.
Wow.
I hang up the phone, and then I'm just like, I just lost my fucking job. And I
What'd
went
he
in there,
say?
I'm like, Daryl, I'm sorry, man.
What did he say?
I think
He's
you
just
forgot
like,
who you were
he's sitting there
speaking
like
to.
this, like he's just waiting for me when I come in, and he's just sitting there like this, and I'm like, Daryl, I'm sorry, man.
That's
He goes, yeah, I was gonna say you really need to calm down because I'm really paying you well for this, and la 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 la.
Is he?
He said he would pay me more than I usually get for going out there because
so you get more for dehydrated jobs. keep that up.
I'd be like, do you have anything in the
If-
desert?
Yes,
Yeah.
desiccated jobs
Just
pay
retire.
double. All right. Well, that's fair enough.
So,
didn't you
I
have some
mean,
sports
yeah,
to
that's
talk
Well,
about?
I was gonna bring up.
Well, Nick got here. We were going to discuss sports without you because
It's all
know-
right. It's
Oh, I might
okay.
have something to say. There's a lot of Satanists involved in sports.
all right.
By the way, I listened to your show last night. Just kicking
Which
back,
one?
man.
The last one?
your
San
last
Bernardino?
one. Yeah. And I tell you what, folks, if you want to just calm down and just listen to some great stuff, and I love Nick's show.
I thought
Nick
so.
time was sweet,
Oh, thanks, man.
Did it
I'm
make
having
you,
a
did it
great
make
time
you
doing
want to
it.
order pizza like those other late night commercials?
No, I didn't think about any food. It was just kick back in the dark and put these on, and then I heard
Just thought
devil.
of metaphysics.
And it freaked me out right there. They didn't quickly change the subject.
Yeah.
I was moving along. But you seem like you were battling a cold, too.
I was, yeah. I could, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the refresh.
It's
smoke,
all
I
right.
think.
It's all right.
Yeah,
But I wanted to bring up
inhaling
in
that
sports.
paint, that lead-based paint.
That'll do it all
That'll
the time.
addle your brain too. It explains a lot about Nick.
Here comes
Well,
the animosity.
Here
I
we go,
wish
here
there
we
was
go.
an explanation for my.
I've already done a psychiatric analysis of Nick.
An eval.
You're not gonna let
Hopeless.
me.
Hopeless.
You're not gonna let me
We
say
have
this.
No,
sexually
no,
frustrated
all
at 2
right,
o'clock
fine.
here.
Okay, I'm the sexually frustrated
That's
one.
what I meant.
Yes.
That's what I said.
Okay, well, I admit it.
I gotta tell you though, I've been trying. You could ask Chris. I've been really working, trying to get another girl. We get a girl on our show here.
I don't want a girl on
Hunter.
our show. I want a girl in my bed.
Wow, what do you
Well,
want
you
me
can
to
work
do?
on it
That's what you're working
Yeah,
on.
I would tell
You have 3 shows.
Just
How many
act like
shows?
me,
Hey,
and
listen,
you'll
talk to
probably
Pronger, will you?
end up with
Or whoever.
something.
Who is it? Chase?
Yeah, Chaser.
Those
yeah.
guys can get me laid.
Yeah, I'm sure they can. Hey,
Oh,
we
for
can-
love
I want to.
of
I want
God.
to get on their show.
Oh, he's
Chris.
probably got an
Yeah, I'm sure they
entourage
want
of
you
it.
on the show.
Hey, I want to get on that show.
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
All
we
right.
can look at that.
I used to wait on him. I used to wait on Chase and Ron Karan.
Yeah.
Well, you were
Yeah,
gonna.
Ron-
Am I interrupting
Ron-
your sports
Ron-
thing?
Ron-
Yeah.
Well, you can segue
He
this
was the
way.
general manager, wasn't he?
Yeah, man,
yeah.
I used to wait on him like 4 times a week
Yeah.
at John Pepe's on the Hill,
Really?
and Chase would come in there. And who's the other guy? Chase and back in the
wow,
90s.
Nick-
this
Nick's
was
talking
like
sports here.
97.
Brett Hall?
Yes.
Tony okay.
Yeah, him and Chase used to come in there constantly, and it didn't mean
They're,
anything to
they're,
me. You
they're
know
pretty
what I mean?
good buddies, too.
Look
They
at-
were good
Okay,
guys. They were
I-
nice guys. I don't have any. You know, they were cool.
Look at Nick, man. I
I don't
served
wanna-
Chase and I served Brett Hull. All
Dick
those baseball
Vermeil. I
players.
made Dick Vermeil a martini.
Hey, I
He
don't
gave me
wanna-
a $10 tip.
I don't want to bring it up and release it on here, but at some point,
Yeah.
for any of you guys who like the NHL, you listen to the NHL, it'll be on the NHL show at some point that we have. I want you to go on their show, and I want you to tell them your story about Brett Hull. Let's not get into it here.
Yeah.
We've already told it here, haven't we?
Either
we
way.
can tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I'm
They
sure
haven't
they'll
heard
love
it.
Yeah.
You can bore them too.
The greatest-
Why should their audience be immune to your boring story?
Man, I wonder
Hey,
if that's
listen,
really.
Yeah,
still
we
the
want to
truth.
hear about your 1920 actors all day.
Well, he
that-
brought
Man,
it
I
up.
could talk.
He brought it up.
I could talk that with you.
I'll talk to you
but-
about how Ted Healy got killed by Wallace Beery.
Yeah, the old Ted Healy.
Ted
say
Healy,
Moxie?
the
Yeah,
Three
Bugsy.
Stooges.
Oh, okay.
He's the one that brought him, Ted Healy and his Stooges.
Anytime. I'll go ahead, man.
Well, I was just going to bring up, in basketball, we got my favorite team.
Who?
The Sixers, and they're 1-22. This Joshua, I got to ask you
Why
guys.
are you a Sixers fan? Huh?
I've been a Sixers fan since day one with Julius Erving, Dr. J.
Oh, my buddy. I was just in New York with my buddy. He said
Yeah.
he went to Villanova and he played basketball a little bit with Julius Erving. He's a very nice guy.
You would know him, huh?
Well, he just one day he was playing Donkey Kong, and behind him Julius Erving was very impressed with his. I just heard
Donkey
the story
Kong
3 days. Yeah,
features?
and he turned around and says Dr. J, because and he said, hey, and my buddy's 6'4". He's a player, and he played with him. He's a really nice guy.
All right. Well, in any case, they're 1-22. You
Get
got
him,
an owner.
get him on the show.
You got an owner here
Chris.
named Joshua Harris.
What's that?
Get him on the show.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
Come on,
get
him
him
right
on the
now.
show.
Put that on your list. Julius
See, if
Erving.
I get done with the segment, then I can move on with your stuff.
No. I got a few. I want
All right,
Dr.
yeah, go
Stephen
ahead.
Hawking.
Okay.
Julius Erving. Who else do we want to get on the show? A stripper.
Yeah. As someone that wants to lay you. So
Well, yeah, put that one at the top of the list.
That's the top of the list.
All right, go ahead. What's the story?
Anyway, this guy Joshua
they're terrible,
Harris.
right? They're horrible.
I mean, how could you own a team and not give a shit like that? This guy plays 9 undrafted players that
Wow.
weren't even picked up by the NBA.
I guess he's trying to save money, I assume.
But he doesn't want to sell the team.
Hmm.
There's been people that want to buy the team. He doesn't want to sell the team. And he's making money 2 times over just hanging on to the team. I mean
How's he
it's
doing
crazy
that?
shit.
I don't know.
Because of the TV revenue and all this stuff.
Well, he's smart.
Well, how's he smart, man? And what's he putting out on the court there?
Doesn't matter. Profit and loss, buddy.
Well,
Business.
that's so fucking wrong with nowadays.
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
it isn't. No, it isn't.
You produce shit out there. No one wants to see it, and you're still making money. So
Yeah, but that's the system, unfortunately. And if the guy's going to
9 undrafted
And now you're talking about
players.
Hollywood.
9 undrafted
Well,
players. We got
Hollywood, you
4
can take baths.
undrafted
You can
players
lose.
right here. What do you got? What do you got here?
Hey, what is
Owen
this?
just
How many
walked-
people are coming in here today? What is this?
we've got a
The boss
revolving
can come in.
door
What do you got, Owens?
on the Ochoman show.
Oh, no. Nothing good can come of this.
Hi guys.
He
How
wants
are
his
you?
own microphone,
hope everyone's
too.
doing well.
Go ahead, you
I've got
scared
mics coming
me.
everywhere.
Has he been promoted too?
I don't know. He just
I thought he was
It must be
persona non
breaking
grata.
news. Go ahead.
So I've stepped up and I've been handling a lot of the social media for
boo
lineup
him.
media.
Well, no wonder no one's listening.
And we
Yeah, no
good-
wonder our
good-
ratings are
good
going to the
call.
tank.
Well, I've received a few emails, and we have some people asking what happened with Jono leaving the Not So Fast podcast. And I just wanted to know that there's some people wanting some answers.
Oh, is this a propitious
And-
time to go into this?
And Jimbo has told his side of the story, so I didn't want to know if you would like to use
Well, wait a
your
minute.
platform here to get your side
Let's
of the
hear
story.
Jimbo. What's
I
Jimbo's
will.
side of the story? Let's hear.
Well, no, we don't want to hear his side. Okay, I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
All
care.
right, well,
he can do it on his own
He
goddamn
can, yeah, he
show.
can put his side of the story on a
Yeah.
T-ball and a.
So there's
Smack
two
it out in the
stories
outfield.
floating around out there. One that Jono was fired, and then the other, Jimbo did later come
Controversy.
around and say that Jono was busy and that's why he stepped away. But
All right.
let's
All
get
right.
the real reason here.
All right, we'll get it on there. Thanks, T.O. Owens, with our breaking news. All right, that's it. I tell you what, guys. Now,
this is how rumors start.
The reason why I left that
Scandalous.
show is that I just didn't appreciate all the talk about. They got into one topic and it went too long.
T-ball.
But they really are good with that stuff. I mean, it just wasn't for me, man. I mean, God bless them. I hope they do
what's
well.
the one
and,
topic?
I mean, whatever it was rip on. It was always Jimbo antagonizing me to keep going on something about the Dallas Cowboys or some shit like that. It drove me crazy. Anyway,
Did you walk off right in the middle of a show?
right after the show, I said,
after
that's
the
it.
show.
I said, I got out a little early.
Wow, I wish you should have done it on the show. That would have been riveting radio.
It did get a little violent.
I want to hear that
Gotta
one.
hear that one.
It's
Well,
compared to the
I'll go
animosity
listen to that
between
shit.
me and Nick, nothing like
this
that.
was not compared to what we went through. And
Just a friendly
in
rivalry.
the other end of what I was saying, we got the Sixers that are 1-22, and we got the Golden State Warriors now 23-0. You got two teams here. One wants to win, the other one could give a rat's ass what they do.
Okay. Then, but you don't condemn the man who owns a team. Obviously, it's a system. If a man can put out a piece of crap for a team and still make money.
Golden State used to be a crappy team, but they worked hard to get where they're
But
at.
why would you do that? I mean,
Why
you're not
wouldn't you do that?
Because you're making
it's
money
not fair
without
to
doing
the fans.
it. The hell with the fans.
Oh, the hell with the fans.
I'm
That's
telling
what's
you,
wrong with you. That's what's so fucking
I'm a
wrong
capitalist.
with you. You're a prick.
You're a
is what you
socialist.
are.
If you don't want to put a good team
here
out
we
there,
go.
Bernie Sanders says, don't play the fucking game. It's the banks. It's the goddamn banks.
All right, thank you.
Yeah,
thank
that's
you, Bernie.
Bernie's opinion.
All right,
That's
that's my sports there for today. I just thought that I should bring up two things that were on my mind.
You want to talk
Philadelphia.
about? All right, if you want to talk about losers,
Yeah.
I went to the Giants-Jets game.
You went to that game?
Yes, I was in New York, and first of all, let's talk about capitalism here. My buddy says, "Hey, I got great news. I got a couple tickets, $500 tickets, because we can get in the clubhouse. All the food and drinks are included. So it's a $500 ticket. I think it's a $250 ticket on face, and then another $250 for the food."
Jesus Christ, 250. What are you going to eat? A moose?
Hey, hold it. It's not what you think. We got in there, the food was not included. The $250 was just to give us access to the clubhouse. You had to pay for everything.
Jesus.
And what stadium was that?
What do you think? MetLife Stadium, or the Meadowlands it used to be, MetLife Stadium. So it was a $500 ticket, and we didn't get anything. We didn't get anything included. They gave us some free Cracker Jack.
Unbelievable.
And I did get
Free
some
Cracker Jack. You got a Cracker
free
Jack.
Cracker Jack and some free Planters peanuts and some apple slices. But I did get some ties.
Did you get laid?
Nice. Yeah, did you get laid? No, I didn't
didn't
think
get
so.
laid.
Well, the
Of course
usher
not.
Usher looked
not.
hot to him.
But the Giant, Coughlin's an idiot. I mean, did you see that game?
No, I don't.
They
care
went
about
for it
that.
on 4th and
No,
2 and blew it. The
I'm
Giants
glad.
are terrible.
I'm glad they blew it. I'm a Cowboy fan. So what you been up to, Nick? You got your show going? And your conspiracy things are working out.
Man.
They're exposing them. What's the latest that you got for us that's gonna shock the world
Just
right now?
so glad you asked. Well, let me just.
Well, the big shock
Point
is
it out that-
Kubrick video's phony.
I don't know. The jury's still out on the Kubrick video, but I think it's weird that he's in a dark room. It's like, well, if the man's an imposter, the dark room is going to hide his features, and you're going to say, well, his eyes look like Stanley, but you can't see this
How about
man.
the
You can't
voice?
see.
I don't know.
I don't know. He didn't do many interviews. You know,
see,
this guy does seem like he's being led into look. I think if Stanley was going to disclose this, I think he would have something prepared
When he left
and
it,
fucking read it,
something
not
right,
it
right.
being pulled out.
Yeah.
Well,
See, this is why I think
don't know.
Nick's much more credibility than
Absolutely.
anyone else, because he's even bringing up that, like if you got a Ghostbuster that show that they go and look for a ghost, and the ones that are credible say, you know what, that was not a ghost. We didn't find anything in this house or whatever, and then you say, you know what, that's pretty good, because if they were phonies, they'd say, oh yeah, there was something there for sure, and that was Stanley and all this stuff. So what you're saying is, you know what, you're still skeptical about that as well.
I want it to be true, man. I really do. I want it to come out. Look, I really want it to be true that we landed on the moon. You know what I'm saying? I want them to have not lied about that. That's what I really want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But since that's just too far gone, that didn't happen. Not with a rocket. I think it went up there with a fucking flying saucer or something, really. But I mean, no, really, some kind of foreign technology, like way foreign technology.
Speaking of which, did you see that new Japanese ship that used the solar sail? It's in. It's now. They finally got it around Venus, where it's supposed to be.
What's that all about?
Well, they screwed up the thing that they were supposed to put into orbit around Venus a few months after the launch. Now it's been several years. Apparently, it's a solar sail.
This is just fucking huge.
It travels on the solar wind. Apparently,
watch my language.
Boy, leave it to those Japs, huh?
Yeah,
okay, there was a man, a hacker. His name is Gary McKinnon. I was going to do a UFO show, so I just thought, I'm going to do like a list of like 10 things, the most compelling UFO cases.
You know what the study of UFOs
So I
is?
looked this.
You know what that's called?
Ufology.
Ufology, yeah.
So I look
You
at.
didn't know that, did you?
I'm thinking
I don't
about.
give a shit. I'm listening
ignorant?
here, and you got ufology.
So I'm thinking about the most credible, like biggest, hardest, like biggest thing. I'm thinking, okay, there was that guy Gary McKinnon who came out and said that talked about he hacked into NASA files, government files, and then I think they deported his ass. But he actually came out and said that there were non-terrestrial officers. And I'm thinking it can mean two things. This isn't even the big enchilada. It can mean two things.
Small beer, yeah.
It could mean that officers on our planet are not human,
Right.
or it could mean that there are human officers on another planet.
Oh. Well, isn't that
And
special?
that would fit into
What do you
to the
think,
theory
Oaks?
that Mars has been colonized and we have 500,000 people up there.
So we're ruled
Now check
by aliens.
this out. Now, so anyway, I look up.
I disagree.
But check this out. This isn't even that ain't even the thing. I look up Gary McKinnon on Google just to get the facts, and 2 days ago, it's 3 days ago now, he said that there are. He can prove that that the United States has space warships.
What? What?
Yes.
What
Yes.
the hell is he talking
Space warships.
Well, I can see our new
Hey,
headline.
this was all over the place as
Armand
of 2 or
calls
3
Nick
days
a
ago.
phony and a lunatic again.
Oh, and by the way, if you want to talk about like the Islamic panic for a second, there was
they scared the hell out of me.
in Paris and San Bernardino. There were drills on that day. There were drills on 9/11, drills at Aurora, drills at Sandy Hook, drills at Boston, and there were drills in San Bernardino and in Paris.
I gotta tell you guys something. This too. We went to this. Polar Express. It's a thing you get on a train and so
I hope that
forth.
was for the kids.
For the kids. Yeah.
Okay,
What the hell? I didn't go by myself.
You and your
moron.
wife went on a little
No.
polar honeymoon?
No, I don't think we'll be.
Yeah, you're
going
not going.
on
You're
anything.
you're not even on
But
speaking
we went on
terms.
this trip. It was like a 6-mile thing. They take the kid and everyone dances.
Did the older kid go too?
Yeah, she's
Wow.
15.
A little old
Fuck,
for that,
gee,
isn't
Oh no, 15's fine. Anyway, across the table there was looked like an Islamic person sitting there, and I'm thinking the
On the
whole
Polar
entire
Express?
time I'm thinking, why is he on this Polar Express thing? Why? I mean, they don't believe in Santa or anything.
And I had a Muslim that
Well,
sent me a Muslim friend of mine that sent me Christmas cards.
Yeah, I had a Jewish friend that did the same thing.
I'm telling you though, it got a little freaky. It got
Okay,
a
no,
little
go ahead, go
scary.
ahead.
I'm
Well,
sitting there. I'm looking at him the entire time. I
By
can't
himself?
really. No, he was with a couple more people, but
Kids?
no, it seemed like the one was like 16, and yeah, I guess they weren't that old, but there was a man, woman, him, and this kid.
Were you at Disney World or something? What is this?
What's that?
Where is this at? The Polar
It's at Union
Disneyland?
Station.
Oh.
And it's like they put you on this train, and they take you, and the Santa Claus is out
Was the
there.
woman wearing the whole burqa, hajib, the whole deal?
No, none of them but him.
But
No,
it
that's
looked
not-
odd
Men
to you,
don't
huh?
wear that.
The man had the thing around his head though that it looked like he looked
Oh,
like
he could have been a Sikh.
Pakistani
He
or
could have been a
something.
Sikh, though.
Yeah, it sounds like
Yeah.
You mean he had the red
It
that's
was
called,
blue. It was.
Yeah, it's called a.
I don't know. I know
I do.
Sikhs.
He had
wear,
like
I'll
a
come up with
ball, like a round.
Well, that's
thing.
probably Hindu or Sikh or that's
Did he have a
probably not
beard?
Muslim.
Yeah,
Did he have a knife?
No, he didn't have. A knife.
Oh,
Well, he's
no.
not a Sikh because a Sikh has to carry his
You
knife with
can't
him.
carry a goddamn knife on a
Did you know that?
train.
They always have to have their knife.
That's weird.
Well, in any case, the whole thing ended, and thank God nothing blew up. If anyone yelled anything, Allah Akbar, I would have been right
Sikhs are very
out the
interesting
door.
people. They're from the what's that? Amritsar. That's where the capital of the Sikh. They have like 5 tenets.
I'm
they
afraid
can't
to
shave their
mispronounce
beards.
anything.
They have to carry their ceremonial knife with them at all
They
times.
can't
etc.
take their knife at an airport
It's a
or
little
anything.
knife. It's not.
It
It's like
you don't matter. You can't have it on a plane.
You're on the Polar
probably
Express.
don't.
You're on a
No,
sled.
I'm saying that they keep it with
You're on a
them
toboggan.
traditionally or whatever. You can't have that on a train or a plane or anything like that. Fuck you. I don't care what you got and
I don't
what
think-
tradition or culture you got. I don't want you with a knife on a train or a plane or anything.
Are you okay with the beard?
I'm okay with the beard. You can have your beard, but just don't dunk it in my soup or anything. God damn it, that's
I
gross.
think that's called a kafaya, isn't it?
What, the people that dunk it into the soup?
It's not a turban.
It's
It's
a
not
kufi. A kufi.
Yeah,
it fake?
it's not a
I don't-
turban.
I
Turban
don't-
is not what it is.
No, wait. The Muslims wear the small thing. It's a kufi, isn't it? The small.
Well, there's a fez.
thing.
There's a
The small, the real small one that fits like it back here. I don't know.
I don't give a shit. All I'm saying is I felt good when the train
So you were.
stopped.
Well, let's just say that you were a little uneasy because
I was very uneasy. I was waiting for him to stand up, yell Allah Akbar. I was going to go
Well,
attack
you're-
him. I
you're-
throw him
you're-
on the
you're a
ground,
racist.
hold him down.
You're a racist.
Yeah, whatever. I'm safe.
which is a
that's all.
misnomer anyway. How can you can't be a racist against Islam? It's a religion. It's not a race.
Yeah, right.
So let's get that straight.
I didn't call anybody a racist.
What
did.
about
Bernie
Trump?
did.
What about Donald Trump?
Love him.
God.
Love him. Love
You
him.
love him.
Love him. He
I'm
might
not
win. I
wasting
think he's
my
gonna win
breath.
now.
You think that'll help him?
What, winning? Yeah, I think it'll help him.
Well, who's going to stand up for that?
Stand up for what?
I mean, he said he's against. He doesn't want anyone that's Islamic.
For a while, yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
I guess Jimmy Carter.
He
sure.
thinks
he
we
did
should
it.
close
A lot of
the mosques.
Listen.
I mean, come on.
No, he said
He's
we
not
should.
gonna be
No, we should
president.
monitor the mosques, which makes sense, of course.
Yeah,
I
there's
got the wrong
some
information.
mosques
Listen,
with
from
weapons.
listen here. This is a fact. From 1924 to 1965, there was no immigration in this country. How many times do I have to tell you guys?
So what does that say? What are you saying there?
I'm just saying it's not unprecedented. Of course, we've had time. We needed time to assimilate the people that came,
Okay.
and we still need it. These people are not assimilating.
So how come there weren't
they're
any?
stimulating, all right.
Not-
They're
not
stimulating.
stimulating.
Islam's been around for what? How many thousands?
Since,
I mean,
since
you know.
664,
Right.
the
So-
Hijra, since Muhammad moved to Medina.
So, okay,
We've had
so
nothing but
how
trouble
come there
ever
weren't
since.
any like these big attacks on like 50 years ago or anything? You know what I mean? And how come they don't attack
had attacks.
like
Well,
Las Vegas or Amsterdam where there's really sinners and all this?
You know what
where
always gets me, though,
prostitution
Nick?
is out, legalized and they're in windows. How come they don't bomb that?
Wait a minute.
They
Wait a
hate
minute.
our
All right,
freedoms.
Wait
Bullshit.
a minute. Here we go again. Let's start with the Sykes-Picot Treaty, which came after World War I. And when Winston Churchill sat down with a couple other guys in the British Home Office and decided to split up the Middle East by using a straight edge and just say, that looks good, and just
he screwed us on
they
that
use
one,
a
too.
straight edge and put a line down, and this is Iraq, and this is Transjordan, and this is that, and French get this. And
Yeah.
we all started that, and then we overthrew Mossadegh with the CIA. So they've got a lot to be pissed about, but get over it.
Get over it. That's the big bumper sticker.
Right.
Get
So-
over it.
It's easy for you to say that,
Oh shit! Get over it.
but I mean, no, it's easy for us to say
It's
get
easy
over.
also
it,
for
I
me.
know, I
It's
know.
also easy for me to say,
But
don't let them in this country.
But first of all,
They're dangerous.
They haven't caused any danger as far as I'm concerned.
well, that's why you're nuts.
Go ahead, Nick.
Okay,
Make your-
where's there been a terrorist attack that hasn't been phony and staged?
The Cole
The
Cole was not staged.
what?
The Cole.
Where's
The
that?
Cole? USS
Off
Cole?
Yemen,
yes,
yes.
it fucking was.
I don't believe that.
Really?
All right,
that was on Aleister Crowley's birthday.
Well, okay. Well,
You got all that Aleister
All
Crowley
right, I
numerology
give
shit
up. Yeah, that's
just
good point.
saturated in all of these false flag terrorist attacks. And but no, that one's different. That was Bin
How about
Laden.
the,
he did that one.
Okay, how about the first World Trade Center bombing?
Nope.
No.
No, that wasn't.
Dar es Salaam and
David Steele from the CIA, I believe, said that they've all been staged. He's a
And
whistleblower.
here
Said
again,
they've
what-
all been
what-
staged.
what is
David
the,
Steele,
this
CIA.
is- yeah, but what is this? The purpose? Global
What?
a global police force.
Yeah, global police force. It's to really instill the New World Order. And I was just thinking about this the other day. Everybody says there's a war on Christianity, and that Christianity is being, and I believe there is. I believe that there is a little agenda to get people to stop being Christians.
Well, they're
And
saying
I
by
think
year
Disney's
2000,
in on it, and I think
by the year 2050 in England that there's only going to be 40% that are going to be Christian.
I think that's true, and I think that is.
Where did you get that?
And I think that
compelling statistic.
No, they came up with that.
You've been reading something.
That there's an agenda to destroy all religions.
Have you been listening to a book
Islam,
again?
Christianity, the others. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because they want a new world order is a one government, one religion. So that that
what religion would that be?
The government.
Satanism, dude.
Satanism.
Luciferianism. They won't call it that.
I don't know.
They won't call it that.
That actually wouldn't be that bad, I don't think.
What?
You know, Satanist.
Oh,
man, we get laid all the time.
I'll tell you what, man.
Come on.
You're whacked out.
There are some things I've read.
Hey,
Church
listen,
of
can
Satan.
any of our listeners know of a good swingers club I can join?
If you do, you can email that to info@ochoman.com. That's
Address it to Armand.
info@ochoman.com.
Private.
What was our email
Thank you.
address again for people that want to?
info@ochoman.com.
That's beautiful.
Or easily just head over to our website at ochoman.com. Find all of our social media information, our website information, the contact form information, and remember the Amazon and Audible banners.
And
don't refrain from sending nude pictures of wives and girlfriends.
You make me very sick.
Hey, listen, I'm not saying the words that I've been. That I didn't.
Don't
say,
bring that
yes,
up anymore because I got in shitload of trouble
I didn't
because
say
of
them.
that. All
I
right.
didn't say them.
No, because I told you that, and he got pissed at me for saying that to you. So I don't want to hear about that anymore.
Well, I thought
Drop
he told
it.
you to tell me that.
No, he did not. He did not say anything like that.
Well, then
That
why'd
was-
you tell me?
Because I kind of jumped the gun on that. And he goes, I want
then
you
it's your
guys
fault.
to... Yeah, it's my fault. And now
Then I can say
the
it.
poor guy over
I can
there...
say it.
No, I don't want you to say it. Because it does...
What?
It does offend. It does offend. I got to tell you, it does
Are we
offend.
getting emails that people are offended by?
Chris, but how many emails have we had? Like 2 or 3, right?
Yeah, I think 3.
Oh boy.
Why?
That's not what I would.
Why can't you not say that?
What do you want
the
me to
hell?
say? So I guess I can say
What?
ejaculate
No,
and genitalia.
Why do you got to say that?
Because it comes up, and I thought you said you want it to be like our normal conversation. It comes up all the time in normal conversation.
I don't bring that up every time.
Well, you're married, of course you wouldn't. That sex
Well,
has nothing
all right,
to do
what
with
the
your
hell
life.
Then? All right, then roll with me being married then. What the hell?
All right. Well, let's talk about the test tube puppies.
What about them?
They just finally got it. They made some test tube puppies. Apparently, it's more difficult to do the in vitro fertilization with these test tube for some reason the puppies than it is with humans.
Why the hell they want to make puppies? Everyone's putting dogs to sleep and they're making test tube puppies.
It's science. We're expanding the horizons of science.
Expanding bullshit because you know what? We don't need that. We don't
Today,
need
puppies.
that.
Tomorrow, frogs.
Yeah.
All right.
That's really how that's going.
And global CO2 is decreasing this year. That should make you happy.
With the weather, right?
Well, CO2, if you believe in global warming.
What's going on with our weather, though, man? It hasn't really been... Yeah, it's been beautiful. Why is that?
Because it's warm.
We're in
Because a warm
December,
front-
and it's 65, 70 degrees.
Because a warm front's coming in. That's okay. Did you know, if you look up on Wikipedia, this is true, I just was looking at it the other day, the Cretaceous period, which was about 75 million years ago, okay?
Yeah.
The parts per million of... Do you happen to know... I know you don't. Maybe Nick does. How many parts per million is carbon dioxide in our atmosphere?
I'm going to say 1.28.
400.
400
parts per million.
That was my next guess.
In the during the Cretaceous, it was 1,800 parts per million, and the climate, or the world, supposedly the climate, was 3 degrees warmer. So you got 4 times the carbon dioxide, and the temperatures were only 3 degrees warmer.
But
how is it so catastrophic?
I gotta ask you this though, man. All the weather you're seeing, all the smog that you can't even walk in fucking
pollution.
China,
That's
in
pollution.
Beijing
No
right
problem.
now.
I agree. That's pollution.
That's
not
gotta be
global warming.
affecting. That's gotta be affecting
Not global
something
warming.
out there.
Of course, it's pollution. That's right. It's
Okay,
not,
but don't you think that's affecting our solar
not the
system
temperature.
at all?
No, of course not. Not the temperature.
Can I read you guys something from the New York Times?
Yes, please do.
Law enforcement agencies around the country have told us the threat from Muslim extremists is not as great as the threat from right-wing extremists.
Oh, horseshit.
Oh, of course they're gonna
said
say
Dr.
that.
Kurzman, whose study is to be
Dr.
published by the...
Kurzman.
Hold on, this is more than him. This is just one thing. Everybody, this is all over. NBC said this, that, Well,
what's
basically,
your
that's
point?
it.
What's your point?
That the threat of domestic terrorism is worse. You're more likely to be killed by a white guy than a Muslim than a jihadist.
I
Well, let me
disagree.
ask you
Disagree
this.
with
Let
that.
me ask you this.
That's
then.
not true.
Okay,
That's not true. Absolutely.
what we had
right,
with that kid holding a Confederate
There's a
flag.
graph.
we had that kid that did the shooting, the deadly shootings with the
laugh.
Confederate flag. So what do? We outlaw all the Confederate flags. Why? Because it's politically correct. Now
I don't
to
think
get-
that's right.
Well, I know.
Well, you think that was
I know, but
staged too?
I'm
Yes.
saying.
That too.
Yes.
Okay, then let's just go along.
It's
with
all
the
said.
script
Look, this
then.
isn't. I don't believe this either,
Right.
Armand.
No, I agree.
Because what they're. I'm sorry, man. Because it's all staged crap. It's not. It's staged bullshit. There have been 162 mass shootings in Obama's administration.
Okay.
There were less than 25 in the last 4 presidents' administrations. He's had 162 mass shootings in 7
What
years.
constitutes a mass shooting, though?
A shooting of 4 people or more.
Okay.
And there was like 12 of. I just did this on my show. There was 12 of them in Herbert Walker's thing.
Okay.
8, I think, like 20
Well, let
with
me get this straight, though. You're
Clinton,
saying-
24 with.
So you're saying that
W,
Obama's in on this?
162.
Okay, so but this is all for the New World Order.
Yes.
See, now I don't disagree with that. Their methods.
That's the end goal.
I'm debating with you on the methods. Oh, absolutely. What do you think
Yeah.
global warming's all about?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So because the UN can take over and govern people and tell them what they can use. If you can govern people, and by that meaning tell them how much energy they can use, you run their lives.
You don't think?
Can we do this show without energy? You can't do anything without energy. If the UN runs it, which is what they want, and they want us to give $100 billion. Did you hear what they said in Paris now? They want us, the developed countries, to give $100 billion to this G77 plus China, underdeveloped countries, to pay them for our progress. What a load of crap. Why should we pay them because we're advanced?
Yeah, I hear you.
It's ridiculous.
I hear you.
That's what they
Well,
want.
where do they think that we're going to get the money for?
We've got the money. Of course, we're the richest country in the world. Of course, we can spare $100 billion. Well, we're supposed to pull up 60.
All we're doing is borrowing from China, and then we're
Give it away.
I don't
Give it away.
understand.
They don't care where we get it.
I just don't understand. But what I was saying though, you had that. If it's scripted, so be it. I'm just saying what was out there in the media.
Right.
You had this kid that had a Confederate flag behind him, and he did these so-called mass shootings. I'll call it so-called mass shootings for you. But now, if this Muslim does it in California,
San Bernardino.
now shouldn't that be the same line as the kid that had the Confederate flag behind him? If you're going to ban the Confederate flag and not have it wave in Georgia anymore and all this, then shouldn't you monitor the Muslim world out there? as
I'm
well?
sure it is being
Now,
monitored.
wait a minute. though. Let me clarify what this primate is saying.
But hold on.
What-
Did they
well,
ban it for that reason though?
Yeah,
Did
but
they
here's the-
ban that Confederate flag because of that one act?
Well, because it was a hate.
Yeah, right.
They're calling it a hate
a
flag.
symbol,
Right,
symbol
but-
of hatred and slavery.
yeah,
but the
know.
question is, why is Obama downplaying all this? He's trying to get on us, tell there is no danger. Doesn't that run contrary to your theory? Wouldn't he be saying we need martial law because these terrorists are behind every door?
Oh, hold on. When I say that this was under Obama's administration, I'm
Yeah.
not saying that it's Obama, that it's all his idea or anything. He
sure.
doesn't run the country. You
Who
know
is
that.
it? Well, Rockefeller again?
No, it's just it's the inner shit. There's a government within a government.
Oh,
Remember
the
Bill
Council of
Clinton say
Foreign
that?
Affairs, Foreign Relations, that
No.
council. Yeah,
Bill
that's what it
Clinton
is.
said there's a government within a government, and I can't do anything about that. He was asked that when they said, "Can you release the Roswell files?"
No, I'm just saying, logically, you would think they would use, if they're going to set up all this terrorism, like a San
I
Bernardino,
understand.
you
Maybe
would think
he's
they would
not on
make
board
look
with
like
it.
Well,
I don't know, man. I don't know,
think-
but look.
I think he wants gun control. That's
I don't
what he
have that
wants.
answer, but what I do know is that they're staging it. I know that much because I know what I'm
I'm
seeing.
not sure they're smart enough, but I don't know if they even have to.
They're not. They're not fooling anybody. Well, they're fooling some
well, they
people.
fooled Ochoman,
I mean, but they're no.
but
They're,
he's a fool.
they're not, I mean, and you know why? Let me lighten it up here for a second.
I thought I just did.
You know,
No, I was
like,
dead serious.
do you know how I can tell that these people are lying?
Who, Ochoman?
Oh, man.
Go ahead, man.
Well, maybe you know.
He's one of
But
them.
no,
Damn
these
it.
people on television do not act like they lost people. And let me tell you, I'm a fucking actor, and I know what people are doing. Just like an engineer can tell you that a building can't fall this way, or a pilot can say no one can make that flight into that building. an actor here is saying these people are fucking acting and they're bad at it.
What's your method? Stanislavski? What do you use?
I take
Stella
Meisner,
Adler?
Stanislavski,
Meisner,
Adler, a lot of it.
Oh, you do that
know what I'm saying?
Meisner stuff? I hate Meisner.
It depends on what you're doing.
Repeating lines over and over again. I took 1 year of Meisner. It was one wasted year of my life.
It depends on what you're doing, man. Really, I just kind of like. I'm just really good at it.
Really?
And I don't
Can you
really
give
have
us,
to apply
the
it.
soliloquy from Hamlet or something?
No, I act like real people.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
doesn't get any more real than Hamlet.
Yeah, people act like that.
He's brooding. He's
Bring your
brooding
friend
Dane.
hither.
Well, you got
You didn't say
anything
that.
lighter to bring up than the? You know what? I just had to get that off my chest too.
What was I forgot what you even said.
Well, you know what? In this country, we're treating one group more than the other on the importance side, on the negativity side, and so forth. And I'm not saying by any means go after Muslim people or something, but I'm saying though that we have to monitor every group now that we feel is dangerous to society. If that's
believe
the
that's true.
KKK, we have to monitor them. If that's the Muslim,
I don't disagree
society,
with that.
We
I don't
have to
disagree.
have
Yeah.
a little look at
Well,
it.
all of Nick's arguments aside, what is the function of government? To protect the people.
Mind control.
Okay.
Ment is mental. Govern meant. Okay.
Ask a stupid
Let's talk
question.
about that.
Yeah, well, there you go. Well,
Govern mentally.
well, I never thought of it that way.
Control mentally.
Well, let's see. Oh, here's some bad news for men. Your semen's no good. What? Yeah. It's
I don't have any kids,
They're
so
doing
maybe.
well, I'll tell you why. I don't have any kids because nobody will go to bed with me. But the semen is no good. Apparently, there's a lot of particulates, and our environmental factors are
I thought
actually
it was a laptop.
lowering the semen count. No, that's your eyes. That's why your eyes are bad, and your teeth are bad because you're eating M&Ms. But there's increased testicular cancer, all kinds of problems, and there are fewer babies. Apparently, that's why the population is decreasing in most in Europe and most advanced countries. It's not genetics because it's happening too fast. And my source is Professor Skakabek.
Skakabek?
Yes.
From where?
I don't know. Figure that one out yourself.
You just came up with that goddamn name.
Well, I read it on Science Daily. And
so you came up with this
I thought it was-
professor.
yeah, but I thought it
You
was an
know what,
amusing
Nick?
name. Skakabek.
Oh, so you did come up with this name.
I know, it's his name. I just thought it was amusing. That's why I'm citing him.
Skakabek?
Skakabek.
That's like Lake
S-K-A-K-K.
Titicaca.
Interesting word. Interesting about to Lake Titicaca is the
That's
highest
an actual
it's-
place.
Yes,
Lake Titicaca.
It's the highest navigable lake in the world.
Crazy.
Its elevation.
Really?
But
What
yes,
is that?
interesting. I was just looking at Professor Skakabek's name. You can't play this name on Scrabble. You couldn't because there's only one K and there's two blanks. He's got 4 Ks in his name. You can't play that name.
Wow.
Wow,
You got
that's an
that
interesting
going for you,
name.
which is nice.
Well, gentlemen, I have to split. I'm sorry to split on you early, but
Oh, good.
I do have to go. Any questions before I go?
Is this animosity between us, or are you really?
No,
No, I'm
he had
saving
to
it,
take
man.
off. Yeah,
You have to go to the well and
I'm
get a
waiting.
bucket of water for your
Yeah.
next job. I thought he'd like that.
I'm
That was-
packing you a wallop next time, man.
All right, Nick.
Have a good
we'll
weekend,
we'll
fellas.
see you
you were
next week,
vindicated.
man.
I thought Nick was going to brag. He comes in and he didn't believe the Kubrick.
The
I thought
jury
he-
is still out
I
on
thought he was
that.
going to stick it all in our faces on that
Yeah,
one.
there he goes. He rides off into the wind and
man's
check
a
his
born
show
skeptic.
out.
I
Nick
mean-
of Time.
Yeah,
All right,
get,
my
get
friend.
that.
See
See you
ya.
later.
All right, and
So we got 20 minutes. How am I going to do this show without Nick?
I don't
have
know.
a foil.
You got to work it. You got to work it. And speaking of working it here, we've got
Yeah.
Audible.com,
Yeah,
my
let's hear it
friends.
from our sponsors.
Audible.com. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com. At, what is this, Ochoman behind the 8 ball?
Ochoman.com.
Ochoman.com again. What the hell am I saying? That's audibletrial.com, Ochoman.com /.
Ochoman.
I'd like to slash
it's-
Ochoman.
So audibletrial.com/Ochoman, but you can also go to our website at ochoman.com and hit the Audible banner there.
That
So
sounds
either-
much easier.
Yeah, so either audibletrial.com/Ochoman or Ochoman.com. Hit the Audible banner on the right-hand side of the
And
page.
they got over 180,000 titles to choose from. Your iPhone, Android, Kindle, and MP3 player, my friends.
Well, not just titles. They actually have the books.
They have the books.
Yes.
Have you checked out that little one I told you about, Dan Carlin?
I'm going to get that, I think. Yeah, I
Oh
want
my
to read
God.
that.
God damn it, that guy's good on everything.
What is that? A synecdoche? the part of speech, synecdoche, I think it is.
What is that?
Well, when you say we're going to put boots on the ground, and you actually mean troops, or they've got 180,000 titles, but you mean books. It's a term for something bigger. I think it's synecdoche.
That's a beautiful word, man.
Yeah.
Where'd you find that one at?
Oh, there's a word for everything.
Yeah. Right, hey, how about giving some picks here?
Yeah.
What, already? We got time.
No, we'll
I
get
got
back
story.
to that. Yeah, all right. Well, all right. Let's hear your story.
Let's hear the story.
They're figuring out the blue straggler stars.
What the fuck is that?
Okay, I'm glad you asked. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
Yeah,
you
I'm
fell
glad
for
you
that one,
asked.
didn't you?
Yeah, you went
Boy, you
walked right
stupid.
into it.
A blue straggler star. Basically, now you do know that our sun is a red dwarf. Do I have to lead you on to this?
Fuck yeah!
All right,
I guess,
red dwarf.
Yeah,
Okay.
talk to us.
You have seen the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram of star evolution, have you not?
All right, go ahead.
Yes, you are conversant with this.
I'm conversant.
Okay. Well, you do know that stars change from year to year.
No, I did not know that. I thought they were like old stars. Those were
well,
still...
the sun's a medium-age star. They're old stars, but stars get old, and what happens? How do stars die?
They fucking fall like a meteor. Right, Chris.
Absolutely.
I think you're right. You think you're wrong.
He called me.
All
He said
right,
it
all
right.
right. I have to. Okay, I got a feeling I must start from the beginning.
All right,
Okay.
you got a pop-up book. That'd be
You have
great.
a star right now. The
A
star
projector.
in the
You show it
middle
to
of the
him up on the
star. There are thermonuclear reactions.
How many
going
stars are there?
on. More than there are grains of sand at the beach.
No
There's a
shit.
lot of stars.
Hey, did Nick leave?
Yeah, I think there's.
Yeah. You didn't hear that? Okay.
No.
Chris, what?
Go ahead.
We
Go
need
ahead.
a new producer. Yes, anyway, the
Making that
star,
argument for-
basically, you have a thermonuclear reaction in the middle of the star. That's what makes it glow and it's real hot and gives it its energy, right?
Right.
Now, as this is blowing all this out, the nuclear reaction is blowing all this matter out, there's also the gravity, because the sun, for instance, is a very large, massive body, right?
It's very massive.
Okay, well, this gravity, of its own gravity, is offset by the force pushing out from this thermonuclear reaction. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Well, as a star gets older and burns up all its fuel,
Yeah.
the thermonuclear reaction ceases or gets weaker, and all of a sudden the gravity takes over.
Okay.
Well, now the gravity pushes in and what happens is eventually it blows the
blows
star.
an explosion
So
there.
in 5 billion years, in other words, what's going to happen? Our sun is going to turn into a red giant, and it's
Uh-huh.
going to swallow up all the inner planets,
Like
including
Pac-Man.
ours. Including ours. In 5 billion years, the Earth is going to be swallowed up by the sun. And it's
Okay.
a red giant. Anyway, there are all these stars. There are also these blue stragglers, which are because stars also have different colors, depending on how hot they're burning.
Right.
Well, the scientists couldn't figure out why these blue stragglers, which blue would be a young, hot star. Well, apparently these are old stars that should not be blue anymore, and they figured out why. Because there's usually another star there, and they're taking mass from the other star. So that's the
Whoa,
mystery.
okay.
I'm sure all our listeners
What the
have
hell
been
do
wondering
we
about
give a
that for a
shit
long time.
about that for?
Don't you have any? I mean, you
No,
just
there's
advertise for a
nothing-
great
there's-
outfit. They're trying to sell some
Oh,
audio
for
books,
Pete's
but you
sake.
have no intellectual curiosity whatsoever.
Unbelievable. You just brought up, you wasted 3-4 minutes of our life.
Was that a waste, Chris?
I do not feel it was wasted.
You learned something, didn't
I
you?
did learn.
I want to hear some emails.
Now, I
you,
may want to end my life, but I learned.
you got 5 billion years. Relax. Everything's okay.
All right, we
Global
just had a
warming will kill you
PBS segment
long
there.
before
Yeah,
then.
the more you know.
All
Well,
right.
as long as we're by ourselves here, let me clarify what I consider to be my purpose on this show.
Here, we need
Besides
a-
antagonism and upbraiding. Thank you. A little,
The more you know.
Some soft music.
Yes, I'd like to. I think Michael Jackson could explain.
All right, go ahead.
I'm on the show to tell everybody about life and nature and science.
Wow, that's beautiful, man. You even sound like him.
Thank you. I want a little theme.
All right,
music.
I'm ready to hear your purpose. Oh, yeah.
I just said it. Michael just said it.
I keep missing shit.
I think I'm going to need this music when I talk to my wife tonight.
Yeah, you better take that with you and some
Hey,
roses,
sweetheart, you know it was an all accident.
And you know you've always been number one in
Yes,
my life.
you know you're very
When
important. to me.
I seen you on the toilet, I didn't think it was the right time to say happy birthday.
No, here's what you say.
I did offer you a new role of
You
TV
are
then.
ageless. I mean, there's
You
no
are
birthday
ageless.
for you.
There's no birthday
Right.
for you.
You don't get
A
older.
birthday is every day with you.
No,
What?
no, I wouldn't
No,
say that.
that-
You're immune to aging.
The
You're
Earth-
immune
Right.
the
There's no
to-
birthday for
to
you.
aging.
exactly like the Earth goes around the sun.
You're like those turtles
I
that
feel
live
like
for 200-300 years.
I orbit you.
I orbit you.
The Earth orbit. I'm a blue straggler. And
I'm
you're a red giant.
grain. I'm a grain star.
No.
I'm a grain star.
No.
On the what you just said, we're like grain of desert or
No, you asked me how
beach.
many stars there were, and I made what I would assume was a
Bullshit.
simile.
I don't
more
believe
than there
that.
are grains of sand on the beach.
I don't buy that. That you're telling me there's more stars than grain on the.
Many more.
Are you insane?
I'm not insane. There's 100. What are there? 100? Is it 100 billion stars in the Milky Way, and we're one of like 100 billion galaxies? Figure it out. There's not that many grains of sand.
You know, I'm glad Spock's gone, but I'm saying to you right now,
cut the music, will you?
There's gotta be other forms of life out there.
I don't know about that.
Well,
but do they have
he's
to be
one of them.
intelligent? Yeah, you're
100
sitting next to
billion.
him.
Yeah.
Well, he did
100
say
billion stars in the Milky Way, and there's probably 100 billion galaxies just like the Milky Way. So
He
you
did say
figure
our
it out.
government
So
is
it's 1 to
bunch
the
of
9th
aliens.
times 1 to the 9th, which would be 1 to the 18th stars, which is a lot more than there are grains of sand in the.
I got something to ask you here.
You got some grains of sand in your swimsuit?
Would you take $400,000 if I gave it to you?
Dollars?
Yeah. 400,000, or would you take 1 penny doubled for a month?
I would take the 400,000 because I could make more with the money, but
you're absolutely wrong.
Well, I know you would be a millionaire if you took 1 penny double, but I could make more if you gave me the 400,000 now, because with my interest and my investing abilities, I could make. But theoretically, if you do nothing else,
right?
Yes, you would have much more.
You would have close to $3 million.
Right, you'd have much more if you took the penny and doubled it every day for a month. Correct.
Armand, you know what you need to watch? You need to watch the new Showtime show that is. I think you would really like this show.
What the hell's the name of the show?
Yes,
Hold on,
please.
I'm pulling it up. I think
it's the name of the show.
Tell me
the show is Billions.
Oh, okay.
It's
science.
It's on Showtime.
Well, he won't ever see Showtime. He won't spend $9 for.
Yeah, that's extra, isn't it?
Yeah, that's extra.
The decisions we make, the actions we bring, have weight.
That's compelling
dialogue. And be just and strong.
Paul Giamatti.
Oh yeah.
And the guy from Homeland who played Brody.
What's this?
And it's about he's a hedge fund manager.
Oh.
And he's like the #1 hedge fund manager like in the United States. But he's also this real sort of like sleazy investor.
Well, of course. Yeah, we have to just.
And so
all three
and
firms
then
have links to Bobby Axelrod.
Bobby Axelrod. Anyway, it looks great. You guys should check it out. I'm really excited.
When's that start?
Starts in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think today is the actual anniversary of Bernie Madoff getting pinched.
Today, huh?
Yeah, I think so. It was 2008.
Yeah, you guys want to hear an interesting story
about Bernie Madoff?
No, it's related to him.
Oh,
go ahead.
As long as there's somebody lost money and.
Well, yeah, a lot of people lost money.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So, in the years that I lived out in Los Angeles,
tumultuous times.
My dad had a house, and when he decided to sell that house, this guy who was interested in it. It was a really strange situation. The guy was just a bizarre guy. He
lived in L.A. Of course, he's bizarre.
But he was beyond.
Even bizarre by L.A. standards.
Yeah, I mean,
oh my God,
it's gotta be a
the guy was married.
Had 3 heads.
Like the guy was married, but every time he'd show up to see the house, he had like some 18-year-old Latino guy with him.
Well, that's not that strange.
Yeah, I don't think
that's
nothing out of the ordinary there.
But the guy was really extremely well known in like in Los Angeles for being like the super, always offering like organizations money, like helping the homeless and charity and kids and all this.
Yeah.
And so anyway, he makes an offer on the house. Really strange in that like the way he made the offer on the house. It was like he wanted to have everything all wrapped up in 3 days. He wasn't getting financing, he was paying cash, all closed and everything. So literally, he buys the house, sinks astronomical amount of money into the house
millions,
over the next 8 months. Next thing we know, we start hearing from the FBI and all these different, like, what the hell is going on? The guy was running a Ponzi scheme. And
good
the
for him.
Front page of the LA Times, LA's mini Madoff buys house with stolen money.
I can beat that.
So the guy ended up, he stole like $700 million in this Ponzi scheme. He flees.
Beautiful.
Okay, so like a few weeks before this comes out, the Dodgers have him out throwing out the first pitch.
I remember that.
for
I
his
remember that
charity.
guy. Yeah,
So
I remember that. Yeah.
He flees the United States.
Right, they didn't get him, yeah.
But they ended up Interpol
They extradited
years
him.
later.
Yeah.
Finds him in Paris. Okay. Arrest him.
Right.
The guy's a heart attack and
Dies before they
dies
bring
in
him back.
prison,
I remember
yeah.
that, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the guy who bought our
Now,
house.
I can beat that story.
That's the guy that bought your house?
The guy who bought it, yeah.
I got a better story than that, and this is a true story, or at least
don't know
it was
how you
related
could
to me.
beat that,
Oh,
eh?
this is better.
All right, let's hear it.
A buddy of mine had a podiatry office, and a woman and her husband came in, and they said, I have terrible bunions. I want them fixed. He said, sure, no problem, of course, and what insurance do you have? I'm paying cash.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's music to our ears.
That's even better.
Now he's ready. Well, we'll get the blood tests, and it's going to take a couple of weeks, and we'll get you to the hospital and get your blood tests, et cetera, and get prepared to get you on the book. No, I want it today. So, well, look, we can't do it today. I mean,
cash.
I'm paying cash. Well, we got to get your blood test. I'll go to the hospital and get it. I'll get that blood test at the hospital.
You got to let them do it.
Okay, so and then we have to figure out how much the hospital we're paying cash.
Cash.
That day, takes her to the hospital. She pays him cash. She pays the hospital cash, which had to be 12, 13 grand. I don't know. This is back in the 90s, so let's say it's 10,000. Everything pays in cash.
Right.
He does the surgery. I'll come back next week. I'll check and change the dressings, etc.
No, I want it today.
A day or two later, he sees the woman being carried out by the FBI on the cover of the Chicago Tribune. She and her husband were bank robbers. They had robbed a bank and killed a guy. And she used the money to get a bunionectomy. She had much more, but she wanted to get her bunions taken care of.
Oh, that's nice.
That's a true story.
Oh.
And there she is in her surgical shoe being carried out because she can't walk because she's had her bunionectomies.
Oh, fuck.
So
that's
an amusing.
Wow.
Speaking of that, did you see our old friend El Chapo declared war on ISIS?
I did not see that.
He's pissed off.
I've seen that.
He's pissed.
I've seen that. It's kind of
my
like
money's on El Chapo.
It's kind of like the Predator taking on
Alien. Now there's a movie. There is a movie.
El Chapo v. ISIS.
El Chapo versus ISIS. I got to get on that. I'm going to write that. Anybody takes that, I'm going to sue you.
Well, you haven't written it
I'll
yet.
write it.
I would go to that.
Copyright
movie.
that movie.
I don't
El
like to go out
Chapo
to the movies
versus
a lot, but I would fork
I'd
over
pay
the
to see
cash.
that one.
No
How
question.
many people you think he's got?
He's got an army. He says.
Yeah.
He says ISIS is a bunch of pussies. he said it.
That's what he said.
Yeah,
That's what he said.
he's ready to go.
Hey, also,
You don't take El Chapo's drugs, boy. They're interdicting his drugs.
That's his livelihood. That's his livelihood.
El Chapo versus ISIS is any day better than Predator versus Alien.
yeah, I'm a fan. I like El Chapo.
You know they're already.
He's
You know
kinda
they're
my
already
hero.
lining up to see that damn Star Wars movie.
Oh,
What, like
so
9 days?
Shut up.
It-
They're
I
lining
I swear to
up.
God, they're lining up.
It's 9 days out. They've already sold over
Oh,
50
you can't get a
million
ticket
in box office.
You can't get a ticket.
Are you
50
kidding me?
million,
Get a
and
ticket.
and the movie's not out yet.
And my Disney stock's going to hell.
And they're lining up?
Yes.
They're already lined up.
What
They're already
the
outside the
fuck is
theaters.
wrong with people?
Okay.
They're nuts.
Here's what will inevitably
I
happen.
think if my wife kicks me out, I'll just
Just
go to
go get
line.
in line, yeah, so
just
it won't
get in
be
line,
weird.
and so I don't look weird.
Someone will have a tent.
Take your cot, because you're in the. Well, take your doghouse because that's where you're sleeping.
So I'm not a Star Wars guy.
Me neither.
I like it.
But
I like the
I'm
old
not saying I don't like it. I'm just not. You have Star Wars guys like our buddy in here, Tony. And you have people. Yeah, it's okay.
Well, you remember my ex-girlfriend? She played one part on one of those Star Trek.
Tony played Jabba.
Tony was the inspiration for Jabba. But anyway, she said that all the TV work she did, etc., nothing compared to these Star Trek nuts.
Well, what were you saying on that?
What will inevitably happen?
Yes, what will
is
happen?
that everyone is so hyped up, Star Wars. The minute the movie hits, all you're going to see are articles that it didn't live up because there's so much hype around this movie. It is impossible. It could be the greatest movie of all time, and it won't ever be able to live up to all the hype that has happened around this movie.
I don't know about that. I think Star Wars is
It's the
immune
same
to
thing that
that
happened in '99. That's exactly what happened with Star Wars in '99. There was
Well,
was all this
that
hype.
movie sucked. It was
He's
awful.
got a
Exactly.
point, yeah.
But Lucas wrote that movie. Apparently, this had somebody who knows what he's doing wrote this movie. They were smart enough not to let him write it, and Abrams directed it, so it should be better.
Abrams is a top-notch dude.
Well, he's an action guy. I don't know. I mean, he's not one of my favorites, but I don't know who the screenwriter was. But George Lucas cannot write a movie anymore.
but
I don't know what happened to him,
But they
those were horrible.
expect it'll almost immediately.
It'll make $2 billion easy.
Exactly.
But the
Skyrocket
problem
over
is
all the
Disney
existing
stock's down.
Avatar.
Buy Disney. If you think that, buy Disney.
Why is that, though?
Well, the stock
Because
market's
they
down.
own
but,
Star Wars, yeah.
But why is it down? Don't ask
Right.
me. Now it's time to buy it.
And Disney put Star Wars together?
Disney owns the franchise.
Oh,
Disney
well,
owns
shit,
Star
why
Wars.
don't we do that?
They
I
own,
did.
They own Lucas.
I bought 1,000 shares, but it's going
1,000?
down.
Why is it going down?
They actually own him.
They own
George
Lucasfilm.
Lucas.
Yeah,
No, they
they-
actually own
yeah.
George Lucas.
They're
They
gonna
have
stuff him and
they
put
have
him in a
at-
corner.
They have him at the Disney headquarters in a little like hermetically sealed cave.
Well, there you go.
They just hold him there all the time.
You know, I just read a story by a screenwriter that he went in. Remember that movie Red Tails?
Yeah.
Well, apparently they were having trouble finding a screenwriter for that because they couldn't get the story to work or whatever. So they call this guy in. He goes in and it's Lucas produced it. So it's the big producer and it's Lucas, the director, I guess, and Lucas, two
big
big
time.
boys.
Yeah.
He goes in, makes his pitch. They love his pitch. All of a sudden, they start, because his pitch is so great, they start playing, you know, flying around with the wings and everything and shooting each other down like kids, right? And the guy's just sitting here, you know, mesmerized by these two imbeciles. And he walks out. And
this is for real.
Yeah, well, according to this guy, I read the book, you know, and the guy, and he walks out, and the girl who, there's also a girl in there taking every word down, including the vroom vroom, you know, all this stuff. And she said, "Oh, you got it. They love you." You know, he walks out and he thinks to himself, you know, I'm not going to get that job. He goes, I should have been playing with these guys. And
yeah, you should.
he didn't get the job. I learned a
didn't get the
lesson. I
job.
should have been in there too, going, but he didn't. He just sat there like a schmuck, and he didn't get the job.
Oh, God.
That's Hollywood for you.
And sometimes you got to roll with it. You got to
I
be
would too, wouldn't you?
You got to be a spaceship
If Lucas
there.
and whoever,
Yeah,
if
if they're
J.J.
doing
Abrams
it.
and Lucas want to play lightsabers,
Yeah.
hey, listen, whatever you want, I'll put
Be
my
the
dick out.
referee.
It's a lightsaber. I
Be
don't know,
Big
whatever.
John.
Yes, I'm Chewbacca or whatever.
Speaking of Big John,
Who's Big
what's
John?
our big show?
Yeah, we've got
Well,
got Big
we
John
got some
show this
big
week.
timers, don't we?
Now who we got?
Let's
oh,
get
Big
it
John.
on with Big
Oh,
John
yeah,
McCarthy.
yeah.
But anyone who's
Hey,
interested,
Hendricks didn't make weight again, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't see
Here we
that.
go again. He was supposed to fight that guy from Missouri,
Oh,
Tayon Ware.
yeah, no, yes.
No fight.
No,
He
it
didn't make weight.
happen. Yeah, I saw
He's got to
that.
go up to
Well,
185.
if you want to know about that,
Yeah,
you go
you
to
listen to
Yeah.
on their show, but this week specifically.
Yes.
There is an interview that is, I think, is going to be very interesting. The former, what was that? Rocky V that he was in.
Rocky V.
With Tommy Morrison.
Tommy Morrison. Okay, so
So check this out. This was good.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Chris
this
was
week
talking about this.
they have an exclusive interview with his wife. Okay, you know
The widow,
Yeah,
yeah.
The widow of. I mean, explosive interview. It gets really heated between Big John and her.
Oh,
so
this is a
wanna
must hear,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, it is. You know, they
You know,
discuss.
Tommy Morrison was related to John Wayne.
Yeah, he was.
I guess that's why he got
Great
the
nephew or
Duke,
something?
he was called the Duke.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
So they
Mary and Michael
discuss-
Morrison. Yeah.
So her assertion is that he never
No,
had
her assertion.
Or her, sorry,
Yes,
excuse me, her
please.
assertion.
We strive for exactitude on this show.
Her assertion is
Got a
that
point.
he never had AIDS, he never had HIV, and
Ocho Man will not put up with any grammatical
It's over,
or
yeah.
linguistic errors.
Yeah.
How many times I got to tell you this?
that you know.
And
that
this
he
is
not-
on the next show
yeah,
coming up
yeah,
here?
Yeah, it'll
Yes,
be out. It'll
don't-
be out tomorrow.
yes.
And
Quit
this is
stammering.
called, what's the name
Let's
of the
get it on.
Let's get it on.
podcast.com.
And for all you hockey guys out there, hey, you know what? I could have used Chase on my pick last night. I had St. Louis last
You're
night.
gonna need Chase when you get
and
home
St. Louis
because you need
lost
somebody to
3-2.
fight for you.
Anyway, yeah, no kidding.
your wife's gonna hit you
and
with a frying
that's
pan.
called Chasing Panger.
Pucks with Panger.
Pucks with Panger. How beautiful
Jason
is that?
Pucks with Panger
When
on
is that?
NHLpodcast.com. NHLpodcast.com.
That's beautiful, man. We got it all.
It's
We're
every
covering
Friday.
every angle
Or,
here.
yeah,
You got
every
any
Friday
picks?
evening.
Well, I do have some picks.
When are you going to come out with your big bowl? You got it's coming up.
Come on. We still got, what, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks on that?
Well, there's got to be something coming up.
Well, I'm going with the Sunday pick here.
Insignificant
It's
bowl.
time for the Ocho Man's big picks of the day.
All right.
Hey, did Northern win? They had a bowl game, didn't they? Didn't they? Or
Who's
did
that?
they win the MAC or whatever? Northern, Illinois.
I don't know.
I mean, the
about
bowl
Northern
game hasn't
fucking
happened yet,
Illinois.
but-
I thought you liked those guys.
Yeah, after they let me down against some shit team, they were given 17. They lost by 17. Anyway, my friends, this Sunday I got one that really stands out here: Atlanta versus Carolina. The spread on this one is -8. Carolina 12-0, and they're legit here. Atlanta
Boy, they
has
just
gone
eked
to
that
hell.
one out. They eked that one out Sunday, boy.
Well,
that was
I
a good
tell you
game.
what, though, Atlanta, to me, they're just pathetic. They're pathetic.
They've lost
and
how many in a row? 5 or 6?
they can't get it going.
Don't
I
they
like
have to win,
Carolina.
though? Is it a must win for them?
I don't see them. I don't see them even.
You think
in
that Carolina
being
can run the table? They
I
gotta
don't
have a
think
bad
they
game.
can. It's just a tough task, man. You know, in the college, when a team's 12-0, you go, well, you know, they had a couple pussy teams in that schedule. You know,
No,
they
not
said
Carolina.
Division One. I'm talking in the NFL,
Yeah.
though. If
Yeah,
you're
there are no easy
12-0,
games.
there's no easy games. And they covered this week with a -8. I like them to win this one. 31-10. I like the under on this one. Under is 46.5. So I'm looking at a 31-10 on this one. And
Where's that game?
That is in Carolina.
Oh, okay.
And our other game that I really like is Detroit visiting St. Louis. Yeah, you can box. You can wrap up goddamn St. Louis, put them in a box, and send them second class anywhere in the United States or anywhere in the world because Detroit wins this one. St. Louis just wants to fold. They want to get
What's the
hell.
spread on that game?
This game right now is Detroit. I think -3. I think it was -3 or -4, but it's something like that. And they're on the road here, but it doesn't matter. They win this one 24-13, my friends. That's what I got on this one.
Were you satisfied with the 4 teams that they picked for the Final Four? I don't think there's any debate on that, huh?
No debate. I
don't like
think
Oklahoma
it
not
worked
playing,
out.
though. I don't think that's fair.
That's bullshit, isn't it?
I don't like that.
Yeah,
now,
well,
I don't know if you
in any
punish them
case-
badly and knock them out, but that's not fair.
In any case, they'll get what's coming to them. I think Clemson beats them, and I think that one right there. I think the over and
save
under.
That. Save that.
Yeah,
for,
all right,
yeah,
okay,
all right.
but I think
little
it's going to be a
preview.
high score on that one, my friends.
You know something? I was sitting there. I swear to God. Now, of course, I didn't. You're putting it on the line. You're saying it before the game. But I was in New York. My buddy and I just got back from the city. We were watching the Alabama
against
Florida.
Florida.
Okay. So I sat there and I said to myself, now I'm watching this. I'm watching just by what the announcers. There's a little tip. And we used to make a lot of money with this contrarian viewpoint. I'm watching these announcers. All they talked about was how great these two defenses were. Okay.
Right.
The over and under, the total's 40.5. I told my buddy, I said,
it went down to 38.
38. Okay. So
Yeah.
I told my buddy, I said, I'll guarantee you this game's going over.
Oh,
and on top of
38.
that,
Are you kidding me?
On top of that, I'll also tell you what's going to happen. Alabama's going to run up a lead and give them a backdoor cover.
And that's what I told my
Everybody
buddies.
got
That's
screwed.
what I told
Everybody
on
got
Facebook, and I told them to take Bama and the over on this one, and all my friends did.
That backdoor killed you again.
No, it was good.
They covered. It was 17. 16.
Oh, you know what though?
They won by 15.
I had it at 14.5 though.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Where'd you get it at 14.5?
I had a teaser going and all that shit,
that
so
counts.
it kind of
Yeah,
worked
the
out.
spread
my
was
favor.
17.
Yeah. Anyway, my friends, what do you got? What stock play you got for us out there?
We were just talking about it. If you like, Disney's down today again. It's 109. I'm trying to buy some more. I mean, what the hell? It's gonna. The high was 100. And I believe it hit 122 or 23. And for some reason, it's going now. The whole market's gone down. But you got to go with Disney.
Disney's a play for Armand. He's buying into the
more
laser
today.
show with Star Wars, reviving the whole stock market for Disney.
So I guess we're not going to have any show because you're going to be camped out next week, right?
Right
Do we
here,
have to cancel
right
the
here
show?
at this table, I'll be camped out.
Can we get a private screening? Do you think you can talk to Lucas? No, you got to talk. You have to talk to Iger. He owns Disney.
Exactly. I
He's
have to
the
get
CEO.
hold of
Call
Disney,
Bob Iger,
who can call down
He's
to the cage.
the
if they
CEO
hold
of
him.
Disney.
Yep.
He'll take your call. And
What do you got going this weekend?
I got my Saturday night tryst tomorrow night. I got this nurse I've been having carnal relations with on Saturday
carnal.
night.
Good.
Playing
Good
trivia
word.
tonight too.
Good word.
Bowling
and what
up
about
on
you,
my,
Chris?
Christmas trivia.
I'm not doing a whole lot of much, Ochoman. I might watch the Aldo McGregor fight in the UFC, and that's about it.
And as
You know
for
where,
me, I'll
the
probably be
first
hiding
country?
out.
You know the first country to have Christmas trees?
Germany.
Wow, he got it.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's
I was gonna
where
say the
Santa
I
Claus
was going to say the
originated.
Netherlands, but
Well, no. St. Nicholas is from Greece. Well, modern day. I know you don't want to hear this. Modern day Turkey. That's where he was born. St. Nicholas.
You're
Greek.
kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. He was German.
Look it up.
He wore a green
Saint-
goddamn robe. Don't tell me where.
St. Nicholas, Turkey. Modern day
Oh,
Turkey at the
screw
time.
Turkey, god damn it. Don't be talking to me about goddamn Turkey. That's our show, my friends. And listen here, my friends.
Yes.
You could
And
also
mistletoe berries are white.
you can catch all our shows out there. You got whatever you want. We've got the hockey guys out there at what are they called again?
hey, you know what? The easiest way to find all of our shows,
Yes.
lineupmediagroup.com. Lineupmediagroup.com.
You can't go wrong with that, my friends.
I
out there.
want a different picture too.
Well, what
Well,
picture?
it's not
You
getting
can send
anything.
any picture you want.
This isn't getting me anything.
Oh,
Use any
so what?
picture
Who
you
gives a
want.
shit?
Must be the picture.
All right, whatever. My friends from the Ochoman and the group here, we are out of here.
Because when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Who's with me? Let's go! Come on! Ah!
The Ocho Man, Behind the Eight Ball. Leave us your questions and comments below this podcast in the comments section of the iTunes Podcast Store.